If you've ever messed around with AI video, you know the real challenge isn't the big idea, it's getting the motion right. You want something cinematic, smooth, you want to be in control. Well, today, we're going to give you that control. Let's dive in and build the ultimate camera movement vocabulary.
Oh yeah, we've all been there. You type in what feels like a perfectly simple command, and what you get back is, well, it's a jerky mess. It looks more like an accident than a masterpiece. It's so frustrating, but here's the thing. It's not the AI's fault. It's our instructions.
And that's really the key here. To get the AI to act like your personal director of photography, you have to speak its language, the language of cinema. When your prompts are precise, your output is precise. It's all about swapping out those vague requests for professional commands.
And I'm not just talking about a handful of terms. Nope. We are going to cover 42 specific professional camera movements. Seriously. Think of this as your complete toolkit for directing AI. This is how you go from being a user to a virtual cinematographer.
So, here's our game plan. We'll start with the real fundamentals, pushing, pulling, and zooming. Then we'll get into pans, tilts, and slides. After that, we add the third dimension with orbits and cranes. Check out the view from above, get into some seriously stylish moves, and then we'll wrap it all up. All right, first up, the absolute basics. This is all about how we move the audience's eye through the scene. It's about moving forward, moving backward, or just changing what your lens is seeing. Okay, this is a huge one. You have to know the difference between a dolly and a zoom. A dolly in means the entire camera is physically moving into the scene. You see the background shift behind the foreground. That's called parallax, and it makes you feel like you're actually walking into that world. A zoom in, on the other hand, just magnifies the image. It kind of flattens everything out. So, pro tip, if you want immersion, you want a dolly. And here's where it gets really cool, when you combine those two ideas. The Vertigo Effect, sometimes called a Zolly, is an absolute classic. You dolly the camera forward while zooming the lens out. The subject in the middle stays the same size, but the whole world seems to warp and stretch around them. It's perfect for that sudden, dizzying moment of realization. And you can get so specific with this stuff. A slow dolly in is perfect for building suspense. A fast dolly in gives you that dramatic punch. But you can also get way more creative. Try prompting things like extreme macro zoom to see tiny details, or even something totally out there like cosmic hyper zoom or infinite scale. You can create shots that would be literally impossible with a real camera. Okay, let's move on to our next set of tools. This whole category is about changing your view without actually moving the camera's location. We're talking about pivoting and sliding from a fixed point. Right, these two are the absolute bread and butter of cinematography. A tilt up is like nodding your head yes. It can reveal a towering skyscraper, making it feel huge and awe-inspiring. A pan right is like shaking your head no. It can follow a character walking across the room or slowly reveal a massive landscape. So simple, but so effective. Now, both of these are side-to-side movements, but the difference is all about scale. A slider move is that subtle, elegant, short glide that just adds a little life to a static shot. You see it in high-end car commercials all the time. Camera truck left, though, is a much bigger deal. The whole camera rig moves parallel to your subject, keeping pace as they walk down a city block. It's way more dynamic. All right, now we're getting into the really good stuff. This is all about breaking off that flat plane and adding height, adding sweeping circular motions to our shots. This is where things get truly cinematic. These two might seem similar, but it's all about the scope. An orbit is a powerful move, a full circle around your subject. A 360-degree orbit is the ultimate hero shot, right? But a slow cinematic arc is just a piece of that circle. It's more of a graceful, sweeping reveal that adds elegance without being quite so dramatic. Here's another key difference. A pedestal up is simple. The camera moves straight up, keeping its viewpoint level. You might use it to peek over a wall. But a crane up? That's the big one. It's a grand, sweeping motion that starts low and soars high, often tilting up as it goes. That's the shot you use for the epic reveal of a castle on a hill. Time to take to the skies. Aerial shots used to cost a fortune, but now, with AI, they're at our fingertips. These prompts are all about giving your scenes a massive sense of scale, context, and pure spectacle.
And you have so many options here. A drone flyover gives you the lay of the land. The epic drone reveal is a total showstopper. You start low and then rise up to reveal this breathtaking vista. A top-down or God's eye view is super graphic, almost abstract. And if you need high-octane energy, an aggressive FPV drone dive puts you right in the cockpit for a wild ride.
Okay, this is where we really get to have some fun. These are the moves that give your video a unique personality and style. This is about directly messing with the audience's emotions. You know, the way you track somebody completely changes how a shot feels. A following shot puts us right behind the character, like we're on the journey with them. But a leading shot moves backwards in front of them, so we're focused on their face, their reactions, their emotions as they move towards us.
The Dutch angle is an instant mood setter. The second you tilt the horizon, you're telling the audience that something is off, the world isn't right. It's an amazing trick for creating psychological tension, unease, or showing that a character's mind is unraveling. You don't want to overuse it, but man, it has an impact.
You can even direct time itself. A time-lapse can show clouds zipping across the sky. A hyperlapse takes that same idea but moves the camera, creating an incredible journey through a landscape. And of course, there's bullet time, that iconic reality-bending shot where you move at normal speed around something that's totally frozen or in super slow-mo.
And if you want to get really crazy, you can try prompts like the Inception shot, that hallway fight scene, or a barrel roll vortex. These commands basically tell the AI to just throw the laws of physics right out the window. You get these surreal, disorienting visuals that are just impossible to capture in real life.
And the list just keeps going. Ask for a handheld documentary style for a gritty, realistic feel. A whip pan is a super fast pan that makes for a great high-energy transition. A POV, or point of view shot, puts the viewer right in your character's shoes. A worm's eye shot from ground level makes your subject look powerful. And a rack focus is that classic technique for shifting our attention from one thing to another.
So there you have it. We've gone from a simple and kind of useless prompt like camera moves forward to a full library of precise, professional, and powerful cinematic commands. This vocabulary, this is the key that's going to unlock your creative vision. You're not just typing prompts into a box anymore. You're directing. You have the language to build worlds, to create real emotion, and to tell amazing stories. So the only question left is, what are you going to make? Which one of these movements are you going to master first?